Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to each and everyone. So my name is Pamela Sima. So today we're going to discuss about the questioning technique and questioning technique to develop comprehension. So bago tayo mag-start classes, magkakaroon muna tayo ng motivational activity which is lagi naman natin ginagawa before our discussion. So ang ating motivational activity is tinatawag natin I guess, I answer. So, lahat kayo mag-guess dito class and also will answer kung ano siya. So, ready na ba class? So, sinong nakakaalam kung sino siya? So, very good class. Siya si Benjamin Bloom. So, ano yung ginawa ni Benjamin Bloom class? So, ang ginawa ni Benjamin Bloom class is siya yung gumawa ng level of yung Bloom of taxonomy, which is yung mga level. So, tingin nyo, ano yung relationship or connective niya sa discussion natin today. So, meron tayong objectives bago tayo mag-proceed sa ating discussion. So, the first one is to understand the purpose of questioning and developing comprehension. And the number two is applying Franklin taxonomy of questions and also Bloom's taxonomy applied to questioning levels. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. And the last one is to evaluate the effectiveness of different questioning techniques in improving comprehension skills. So, mag-start na tayo. The first one is sa Franklin taxonomy of questions tayo mag-start. So, the first one is recall questions. So, ano nga ba itong recall questions? So, basahin natin yung definition. So, the purpose of this kind of question is to determine if the pupils have acquired or obtained a desired amount of factual information. Through this type of questionings, the teachers are asking the pupils to remember specific information that they have learned beforehand. There is but one correct answer. So from the word itself, recall question dito is magtatanong kami mga teacher or the teacher itself is magtatanong ng mga questions sa mga estudyante regarding sa last topic na di-discuss natin last meeting. Example ito is parang formative assessment. Di ba magbibigay tayo ng assessment before our discussion for us to identify if the students understand our last discussion. So, in connection dito naman sa question is parang dito sa question is i-ask natin yung mga students natin about sa discussion natin last meeting for us to know or for us to know kung ano yung naiintindihan nila sa last meeting natin before natin i-introduce yung new lesson para hindi left behind yung mga students natin sa i-introduce natin na topic. Ang example naman ito is who was the commander of the British forces during the Battle of Bunker Hill. So dito is, di ba nag-a-ask tayo sa estudyante natin ina-ask natin yung estudyante natin about our last discussion para ma-recall nila na sino nga ulit yung commander of British forces. So para kumbaga, ma-recall nila sa kanilang isip kung ano nga ba yung discuss natin last meeting. One is descriptive questioning. So ano nga ba naman itong descriptive questioning? So from the word itself, descriptive or description. So this type of question helps the pupils to put together and organize the facts which they have gathered to make some sense out of the data. Ang example naman ito is, ito kasi is yung question na ito is parang yung mga estudyante natin is ma-describe nila kung ano yung ma-describe nila yung isang bagay. For example is, the pupils might be asked to describe or compare. Kumbaga, ito yung sa common sa atin is yung similarities and differences. Kumbaga, tatanungin natin yung estudyante natin kung ano nga ba yung similarities and differences between the descriptive questions and recall questions. So with that, is magkakaroon yung mga estudyante natin ng idea na, okay, ang pagkakaiba ng descriptive questioning is, kumbaga, i-describe mo yung isang bagay, and also the recall questions is about how we recall some information and gather natin or nakuha natin. So with that is nagkakaroon ng comprehension. Kumbaga, kino-compare ng mga bata kung ano nga ba yung similarities and also the difference between the two. Example naman ito is describe the kinds of problems faced by the immigrants to the US and the 1920s. Kumbaga, di ba, nasa unahan na ng example is i-describe ng mga estudyante kung ano nga ba yung kinds of problems na nafe-face ng mga immigrants sa US. So with that is, kumbaga, enumerate ng mga estudyante kung ano nga ba yung mga problems faced by the immigrant. So the next one is explanatory questions. So from the word itself, explanatory, by which we're in yung atake natin na as a teacher na question natin sa mga estudyante natin is more on how they will explain that kind of question. So from the definition itself, which is with this type of question, pupils must tell why they think as they do. In short, they must explain the reason behind their answers. Ang example naman ito is, why do you think Russia is building more nuclear submarines? So with that, diba, yung aking teacher is nag-ask siya ng isang question na needed ng explanatory by the student. So with that is, i-explain naman ng mga student yung side nila or yung perspective nila doon sa Russia kung bakit sila nag-build ng more nuclear submarines. So dapat i-indicate or i-state ng mga bata kung ano yung explain nila doon sa question and also the reason behind their answer. So dapat naka-indicate doon sa explanatory ng mga estudyante natin kung yung reason behind their answer. So maganda itong explanatory questions for us to evaluate or measure the learnings of our students sa discussion natin. So the next one is synthesizing questions. Ang example naman ito is, what conclusion have you come to regarding the foreign policies of Carter and Nixon? So kumbaga dito sa question na to is yung mga bata is i-identify nila yung connection between the foreign policies of Carter and Nixon and also make a relationship into that. The next one naman is judgmental questions. So from the word itself, judgmental. So wherein yung question natin is more on judgment. These questions require the pupils to choose among the alternatives, making a judgment as to which or more possibilities are best according to some established criteria. Kumbaga dito kasi is, sa example niya is, which of the following conclusion is the most logical. Kumbaga dito is yung question natin is magkakaroon dito yung mga bata ng judgment na in a way na i-explain nila yung questions na binigay mo. For example is what is the conclusion is the most logical. So magkakaroon yan ng judgment yung mga bata. Like for example is i-indicate nila yung explanation nila about, or your explanation nila along with their understanding about that certain question or about that certain topic. For example is nagtanong ka kung ano nga ba yung kagandahan ng pag-preserve natin sa kalikasan. So with that, is magkakaroon ng judgment yung mga bata na maganda yung i-preserve natin yung kalikasan kasi ito yung mga benefit niya. And also, so with that, is nagkakaroon ng judgment yung mga bata in a good way. The next one naman is open-ended questions. So teachers who are asked open-ended questions are very pretty rare birds according to from Kim. Kasi nga, Dito kasi sa open-ended question is bihira lang talaga yung mga teachers na gumagamit nito kasi more on yung mga teacher kasi is more on nakafocus lang sa kung ano yung naka-indicate doon sa libro. So we must use these open-ended questions wherein magbibigay tayo ng mga questions na hindi nakasulat sa libro, yung alam natin na will sustain the information o yung mga fact na information about that certain topic para mas maintindihan ng mga bata kung ano nga ba yung lesson natin at yung mga examples natin. For example, yung mga question na ibibigay natin sa mga bata is kumbaga nakaka-support naman dun sa topic at the same time is parang another or dagdag information na din yun sa mga bata. Yung mga question natin is like for example yung nasa yung example dito which is what kind of world might exist if there were no sounds. So di ba kumbaga wala siya sa textbook, kumbaga ikaw lang yung gumawa pero napaka-importante niyang question for the students to analyze. Parang iba naman ma-ask yung question, ano nga ba yung mangyayari if walang sa mundo, if walang sound. So parang may dagdag effect pa. At the same time, may parang napaka-realize yung mga bata about things. Another example naman ito is, tell me about your relationship with your supervisor. How do you see your future? Tell me about the children in the photograph. So kumbaga may mga dagdag questions ka sa mga students para mas maintindihan nila yung topic at mas maintindihan para maintindihan nila yung topic and also para mas maging interactive kumbaga yung interactive yung questioning natin or yung klase natin. So, tapos naman na tayo sa mga questions sa prompting questioning. So, mag-proceed naman tayo sa Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy applied to questioning level. So, the first one na level, kumbaga yung level natin is 1 to pataas siya. So, the first level is knowledge. So, ano nga ba itong knowledge? So, requires students to recall or recognize information. Dito sa knowledge na to is more on recalling siya. Kumbaga yung attacking natin dito is, for example is identification sa mga text up, yung identification, enumeration. So, di ba yung attacking natin doon is parang more on recalling siya, more on recognize and also memorization. Kumbaga sa knowledge natin, intellectual skills natin yung nagagamit natin. Kasi nga, for us to know or para ma-remember natin yung answer dun sa question na yun is mag-iisip tayo. So with that is nare-recall natin yung information. So that is knowledge. So ang sample question naman ito is what is the meaning of quixotic? Kumbaga diba nag-ask siya ng question. So i-recall natin kung ano nga ba yung meaning niya. And the next one is this the first time President of the United States. So more on enumeration siya, di ba? So mag-iisip tayo or i-recall natin kung ano nga ba yung first time presidents of the United States. So the next one naman is comprehension. So ano nga ba itong comprehension? So it requires the students to go beyond simple recall and demonstrate the ability and arrange organized information mentally. So the students must use previous learned information by putting it into words and replacing it. So itong comprehension is more on we're going to summarize. Kumbaga isa-summarize natin yung information na nakuha natin or na-learn natin. Kasi nga more on parang beyond simple recall lang siya. Aside sa nagagamit natin yung knowledge natin or recalling natin, is magagamit natin din natin yung kung paano natin i-comprehend or paano natin i-comprehend or recognize, paano natin demonstrate yung isang bagay kung paano natin siya naintindihan. For example, is nag-ask yung teacher na, sino si Rizal? So, i-comprehend natin kung sino nga ba si Rizal? So, with that, is i-comprehend natin kung ano nga ba yung information about him. So, meron tayong question para mas maintindihan yung comprehension. So, ang sample questions dito is, in your chapter, the author discussed the cause of World War I. Can you summarize this into your own words? Kumbaga, you're going to comprehend, you're going to summarize yung information na yun in a way na nandun na yung mga information na dapat na makita doon sa isa-summarize mo, and also kumbaga factual yung information na gagawin mo or isa-summarize mo, and also i-comprehend mo yung mga important facts about that causes of World War I. So, ang number 3 naman, the level, is more on application. So, students are required to apply previous learned information to answer a problem. So, at this level, the students use a rule, definition, classification system, direction, or like in solving a problem with specific correct answer. So, dito sa application is more on how the students were able to apply the knowledge that they have learned in the previous lesson, by which i-apply nila. Like, ito kasi is may certain rule na to or definition. So, paano mo siya i-apply with a certain circumstances? So, ang example nito is, so, ang sample question naman ito is applying the law of supply and demand, solve the following question. So, applying the rule. So, identify the objective in the following sentences. So, dito kasi is parang i-apply mo yung na-learn mo through the previous lesson, or paano mo i-apply yung definition. So, ang example nito is, for example, is not ask teacher. So, i-apply mo yung na-learn yung about, for example, is sa PE. So, you're going to apply that kind of topic na learning. For example, is about basketball. So, i-apply nyo yun in the real life situation para mas maintindihan nyo kung ano nga ba yung topic na dinidiscuss ni teacher. So, meron siyang i-apply nyo, at the same time, meron siyang mga rules na sinusunod. So, dito naman sa level na to is more on analysis. The students are required to use 3 kinds of cognitive processes. So, when you say cognitive processes, is more on using our intellectual or our knowledge. So, the first one is to identify causes, reasons, or motives, whether these have not been provided to the students previously. So, ang example nito is, why do you think King Lear misjudged his daughter? Kumbaga, dito is i-analyze mo yung question. Kumbaga, mag-iisip ka dito kung ano nga ba yung reason kung bakit si King Lear is na-judge niya yung anak niya. So, merong explanation na magaganap dito along with your side or your perspective with that kind of question. Kumbaga, i-depend mo ba or explain mo yung understanding mo about bakit si King Lear is misjudge niya yung anak niya. And the next one is to analyze information to reach a generalization or conclusion. Dito naman, ang sample question is, what generalization can you make about the climate of Europe on the eve of World War I and World War II? So, kumbaga dito is yung information na mabibigay dito ng mga bata na i-analyze nila is yung information kung paano yung World War II and World War I is yung climate nila is. So, dito naman sa number 2 is you're going to analyze the information to reach the generalization. Kumbaga, yung kabuuan na or yung conclusion ng question na yun. Kumbaga, generalize na yung explanation mo. Like, what is the generalization can you make about the climate of Europe on the eve of World War I and World War II? So, sasabihin mo na yun in general. Well, sa number 1, it is more on ano nga yung causes nung bagay na yun and the reasons or your motives. So, while dito is more on generalization or conclusion. Ano yung masasabi mo doon sa World War I and World War II climate kapag gabi. Sa number 3 naman is to find evidence to support a specific occurrence, event, or situation. So ang example nito is many historians think that Abraham Lincoln So, sample question naman dito is that many historians think that Abraham Lincoln was the finest president the U.S. have produced. So, what evidence can you find to support this statement? So, dito sa analysis na to is more on how can you find evidence that can support your stand doon sa questioning na yun. Then, sa next level naman is synthesize. So the students are required to use original and creative thinking. So the first one is to develop original communication, the making prediction, and solving problem for which there is no single answer. So ang atake nito is you're going to synthesize some the questions para magkaroon tayo ng communication and also making a prediction, and solving problem which is no single answer. So ano yung examples niya? So some questions is that write a short story about life of another planet. So which is developing an original composition. So kumbaga, ito kasi, ang atake nito is kumbaga, dito sa question na ito is gagawa ka ng storya about the life of another planet. Kumbaga, yun nga, gagawa ka ng isang storya and developing in an original composition which is gagamitin mo yung another planet as supporting evidence para makakompose ka ng story about dun sa planet na gagawan mo ng istorya. The number 2 is what do you think life would be like if Germany had won World War II? So kung mag-iisip ka dito ng mga ideas mo at the same time is meron siyang supported evidence. Just like the sample questions in number 3, which is how can our class raise money for the graduation trip? So solve problem siya, which is no single correct answer yung atake dito. Kung magbibigay ka ng isang question na wala siyang correct answer, kung meron lang siyang mga supporting evidence or meron lang siyang mga supporting answers, pero wala dun yung answer na totoo. Para lang magkakaroon sila ng creative thinking or magamit nila yung creative thinking nila. Kumbaga, hahanap sila ng mga solusyon para lang sustain or para lang sagot doon sa question. So with that is magagamit ng mga bata yung intellectual capacity nila or yung creative thinking skills nila. So yun yung dito sa synthesizing more on creative thinking ng mga bata. So the next one naman is evaluation. Ito is more on familiar with us na, no? So it requires the students to judge the merits of aesthetic work or idea or solution of the problem. So dito is parang yung question natin is para ma-evaluate natin kung ano nga ba yung lalawin ng mga estudyante natin or ano nga ba yung idea or solution nila within that problem. Kumbaga ma-evaluate natin yung stand ng mga bata or kung may naiintindihan ba sila dun sa topic na discuss natin or wala, so that hindi ma-left behind yung mga estudyante natin. So the first here na samples is that which United States Senate do you think is the most effective? Kumbaga dito is more on magsisend din dito yung mga bata, gagamitin yung creative thinking nila at dapat i-sustain nila yung answer doon sa question, which is i-explain nila, i-understand nila yung question. Kumbaga, gagamitin nila yung from knowledge to evaluation na diniscuss ko. And also, number 2 is, do you think that schools are too hard or not hard enough? Explain your answer. So parang dito is, for me to explain your answer is, dapat dapat is ilalaban ng mga estudyante yung sagot nila doon sa questions na yun. So gagamitan nila na yung knowledge, analysis, synthesizing, yung i-apply nila, and also yung evaluations. Parang dito is more on naka-one na dito, naka-indicate na dito sa evaluation yung lahat ng mga levels. So kumbaga, gagamitin siya ng creative thinking, yung knowledge natin, i-analyze natin yung question, gagamitin natin siya ng creative thinking, kasi i-evaluate naman natin. So ganun yung Bloom's taxonomy. So I think may natutunan kayo ngayon sa ating discussion, and I think that will be all. Thank you.